Alright guys, Paul back here again with another video, and a little bit of an exciting one this time. We're going to be talking about a fully re-leathered classic Intercontinental belt. This obviously doesn't need saying, it's completed in the real leather yellow strap based off of the belt used by the Ultimate Warrior. So, that's a pretty cool belt, let's be honest. The Classic IC, probably one of the most popular belts in WWE history, probably second place behind the Winged Eagle, I would say. And I know a lot of people probably prefer just the black version or the white strap version, but I must say, having this thing in person with the bright yellow strap, it's totally won me over. Genuinely, I think I love this thing. Let's talk about this. Yeah, let's get into this. Alright, so we got the belt out on the table here, as you can see, and comparing this to the belt that comes as standard, I should say, these are standard adult-sized WWE shop replica belt plates, so they're the casted plates with the 5mm thick plates with the casted details. Really nice plates. These Intercontinental plates are some of the best replica plates WWE produce, and you might notice I've changed the cut of the belt a little bit. So this is a 100% hand-tooled real leather strap crafted by myself, and the belt that comes as standard from WWE shop, it's kind of got a rounded, kind of less sharp shape. A less sharp shape without these points around the top and bottom of the belt, and it looks fine, but I personally prefer this style of leather. This is the style that was mostly used on TV. There were a few versions that had the kind of rounded top on the above the logo here at the top, and these parts were more curved. It looks fine, but personally this is my favorite style of leather cut, so this is kind of the one that I tend to do on these classic IC belts. And of course, doesn't need mention, but it is finished in a bright yellow warrior style strap. Right, we'll start off with the left hand side of the strap, and traditional Midwest style Reggie Park style snapbox. You can see here a 2x8 style snapbox finished in the gold brass snaps, whatever you want to call them. And of course on the end here we have my signature. This is just to certify its authenticity as a strap crafted by myself. So I must say, I love doing the Midwest style. I think this traditional style of snapbox is possibly my favorite. There's a lot of different styles of leather that I really like on belts, but especially in this yellow, the tooling all stands out. It pops really nicely. You can see all the details kind of stamped into the leather there. So it is a really nice color of strap to kind of bring out the tooling. And yeah, especially on the Midwest snapboxes, I think the yellow pops really nicely, and it makes your work stand out, let's say. So moving past the snapbox, of course, traditional Midwest, we have the camouflage style tooling. This goes top and bottom around the 5 main plates, of course around the center plate as well. Right, as we move to the right hand side of the strap, again, similar style snapbox. On this side we have a 2x5 Midwest style as opposed to the 2x8 on the other side. And this side, of course, is finished with a one-piece gold tip there, as you can see. So this is a 24 karat gold plated gold tip. It is made out of one piece of CNC machined metal, and on the rear of it you can see there, covered in fingerprints, is my logo and web address at the bottom there. The other addition to the female side of the snapbox is, of course, on these old Midwest belts, most of them had that 6th plate. And personally, the 6th plate on belts is one of my favorite additions to most belts. When you have the uneven snapboxes, like when you have a 2x8 or a 2x10 on the male side, and you have either like a 2x5 or a 2x6 on the female side, it's nice to fill that empty space that would be otherwise just left empty. And I think the best way to do that is literally just with a logo plate. And the classic belts obviously have the WW, which was originally a WWF logo plate with the word Intercontinental underneath. There was a few different variations. I can't remember if it was the Warrior's Winged Eagle or if it was his Intercontinental, that instead of saying Champion or Intercontinental, it had the WWF logo and it said Ultimate Warrior underneath it. Of course, this does have logo plate tooling going around the entirety of the plate there, which personally, I love logo plate tooling. I know a lot of the classic belts didn't have it, and then later on, later editions of the belt, Reggie did add it. Personally, I think it looks best with it. It just kind of allows that plate to pop even more away from the strap. So personally, that's probably my favorite part of these classic belts, is always the logo plate, just kind of how it pops out. Right, that's kind of everything I think there was to show on the front of this belt, so we'll quickly take a look at the rear of the belt. Just a little piece of foam over the plates there to protect them from getting scratched up. And we'll flip the belt over there, and as you can see, of course, similarly to the belt that was used on TV, this does have a nice smooth black leather backing, and I should say this is real leather, so yeah, you can see just how flexible it is. I mean, that side has the tip weighing it down, but even without the gold tip, you can see the flexibility of the real leather is much better than you would get on simulated leather straps, which, yeah, it's real leather, fortunately. But yeah, this black leather backing, really nice. I'm really pleased with how it looks. Obviously, it covers up all the screws and the snaps except for the ones on the female side here, and of course you got the other side of the tip, which, like I mentioned, is covered in fingerprints. Okay, I think that's pretty much all there was to cover about this belt. I know it's a bit of a shorter video, but I just wanted to go a little bit in depth, showing a few up close things of this belt. But we've all seen the classic IC belt, so didn't need to go fully in depth. But I hope this video was informative in any way. If you did enjoy it, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. The likes and subscriptions genuinely do help kind of get our reach out there on YouTube, so any support would be appreciated. But yeah, that being said, thank you very much for watching. Cheers. Fucking hell. Okay, we'll start that whole bit again. My fingernails are filthy. Look at that. I was painting belts last night, and honestly, I wear gloves for painting belts, and fucking hell. Right.
Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP. And if you want to get one of the greatest belts made for you, go to Paulmartinbelts. That's right, sucker.